in this truth, in serving the Lord is going to give you what you need on a daily basis. Food, shelter, and raiment, and with that be filled with content. And I'm going to tell you another thing. We have to be content in the Most High, and not feel that we're incomplete if we haven't received a helpmate or a husband yet. That's another thing, just in relationships, on the relationship level. You must be content being single. Okay? For you brothers and sisters out there, because some of us become adamant into desiring, everyone wants to be with someone, but we choose people that are in the flesh, that are evil, that's going to just take us away from our agreement. Be content being single if it's not who the Most High sent. I'm going to say that. Okay? Because Adam wasn't looking for Eve. The Most High seen the work that Adam had to endure and knew what Adam's work was way more than his two hands can handle, and say, you know what? I'm going to bring a helpmeet for him. The Most High chose someone for him. So if you're working and you have that relationship with the Most High and you're working towards the kingdom of heaven, He'll send that person. You don't got to be looking online and try to look all over the place for that one person. That time should be focused on your relationship with the Most High, so that when that person do come, you can discern right from wrong, and not put yourself backward 10 or 15 years dealing with a boy or a girl or someone that's sinning and evil. They don't have their head straight with the Most High. So we have to be patient. Let the Lord send what's ever needed in our lives. Don't strive for something and try to make it be so. And, well, I thought it was going to be this way. I hoped it would be this way. No. This world is evil and wicked. And the majority of choices we choose for ourselves, believe it or not, is wrong. The majority of things we look into, we be choosing wrong, folks. We have to let the Most High send it. Be ye also patient.
Establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh.
Establish your minds, for the coming of the Lord is near. And when you're standing before the Most High, brothers and sisters, you'll be alone. No one else. There's no excuses. The Most High is not going to judge any of us based on what someone else did to us. It's going to be our actions. How do we react to that? That we stand with Him through adversity. That's how He's going to judge us. Our individual actions. Read.
Verse 9. Grudge not one against another.
The Bible tells us, grudge not one against another. We can't harbor any more grudges at all. I don't care how evil or wicked the person, whatever they're doing, you must have peace in your heart, regardless of them. You can't let their negativity affect you to the point where there's some darkness in you concerning that person. Pray for the person. Don't make a grudge, and put all that on the Most High. Let Him handle it. Grudge not one against another, brethren,
lest ye be condemned. Behold, the judge standeth before the door. Verse 10.
And when I look at that judge, I'm looking at that in layers. Because there's a step before, there's many days before judgment. And there's unseen forces that are happening in our life every day that we ignore. I started off earlier saying, doesn't it seem like we're on autopilot? But there's something deeper than that. We're just going through the actions on earth on autopilot until, same thing, mundane thing, not realizing that there's an action happening on the outside of us. There's a realm. Angels are coming in and out, guiding us and trying to have us see what we ought to do with this time we have. So when it says the judge is at the door, it's saying that, listen, the Most High is trying to speak with us. He's trying to let us know to prepare. And that we have to snap ourselves out of this comatose everyday state and connect. Okay, and prepare. Read.
Verse number 10.
Yes.
Take, my brethren, the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord.
He says, now use the prophets as an example. Read.
For an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience.
Exactly. Why did he say, look at them for an example of suffering, affliction, and how they were patient through it? Why he say, look at them? Because we're taught in this world, if you're with the Most High, there is no affliction. There is no suffering. There is no persecution. And it's a lie. So when everything is not working out right for you, what happens? You become depressed, not realizing that that's a natural thing to go through. The affliction and the oppression, but you must be patient through it, because the Most High is actually shaping you into whom He wants you to be. And He knows that there's certain things you would like in life and what you would like to be will only have you solidify your agreement with hell. There's certain things He don't want you to have. Certain people He don't want you to be with. You understand? But we take it as, I'm afflicted, I'm this, I'm that, I'm not happy. Look at what the rest of the world is doing. Look at me. Listen, you're fine. You are fine. And if you're going through persecution and affliction, we're not to be depressed and go through all that. We look at the prophets and say, you know what? They endured it. They have endured it for a great reward. So I'm going to be afflicted. I'm going to be persecuted. I'm going to be attacked. All these things. I'm not going to bear no grudge. It comes with the territory. I'm going to be patient through this. And you know what? I'm never going to make an agreement with the other side. I'm going to stay in my covenant with Christ and the Most High, regardless of these demons, regardless of these people. Okay? The Most High has given me full control of my vessel. And through that power, I can allow or disallow, okay, something into my space. See?